Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, your Movie Apprentice, and today I'm going to be looking at 2010's Let Me In, a remake of the Swedish film Let the Right One In, which is based on a book of the same name, directed by Matt Reeves and starring Cody Smith-McPhee and Chloe Grace Moretz. And this film, same as yesterday's review, it's about a boy who meets a girl next door, but that girl next door happens to be a creature of the night, aka a vampire. Before I get into this review, if you like what I do on this channel, consider clicking on the like button, subscribing to the channel. It would really help me a lot. We're pushing for 200 by the end of the year. Without further ado though, let's get into this review. So this film, whilst I say that Let the Right One is more of the film study movie, this one goes more into the out and out horror side of things. This is more of a horror movie and a more Americanized version. And I will say, Matt Reeves is a director I don't think has made a single bad feature-length film. He obviously made the Cloverfield film, he made this, and he also made Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War of the Planet of the Apes, and of course we're all excited to see Batman. But this film, like I say, it leans more into the horror aspect. This film, what it does is, as an adaptation, it does the bare minimum, but it is more cohesive as a result. It compresses a bunch of characters down to a single character. It has a couple of named characters from the book and the previous film put as just random characters that you see but you never really get to know, but they are established. And I feel like it just works very well, keeping a lot of characters unnamed or with simple titles like the weightlifter, the woman next door, the policeman, the father. It's very nice to see all these characters not really be getting any major name, ensuring that the focus is solely on our two main characters, Owen and Abby. I will say the bullying side plot of this is done a lot better in this. When we talk about horror, we always think of the monsters in our closet and the scary things in the shadows. But for me, the most horrific parts in this movie is the bullying scenes. These are very dark lit, very intense scenes. The locker room scene, for one, I'll be honest, when I first watched it, I had to look away from the screen because it hit a little too close to home. It was a nice twist on the horror narrative, showing that despite this monster that is next door, the real horror for this young boy is the kids that torment him every single day. And for a lot of kids, I felt that's very relatable. Owen and Abby's relationship in this as well, I feel I buy it a lot more, likely because I ain't got the language barrier in between me this time, but there's just something about the chemistry between Cody and Chloe that really helps me buy this relationship. Every single moment, from the random little hugs, these sad little looks in their eyes, the look of fear in their eyes on certain occasions. These two kid actors are very good. And I'm sad to see that neither has really taken off. Right now, I believe Cody is most well known now for playing Nightcrawler in the lackluster recent X-Men films. And Chloe Grace Moretz did a couple of poor, young adult movies, and then has gone on to voice Wednesday Addams in the new animated Addams Family movie. And to be fair, to her credit, she does a very good job. I kind of wish she was voicing her when she was this age, playing this creepy vampire, because Chloe Grace Moretz is fantastic in this. She demonstrates such a vulnerability, definitely demonstrates a sense of maturity given the vampire's age, and mate, she looks terrifying in that makeup. Speak of the makeup as well, I have to say the effects in this are so well done. Well, the practical visual effects anyway. When it comes to the look on her face, the recreation of the scene with a lot of blood in regards to her, I feel looks more terrifying. They really went all in with the look on her. And I do love how when she's not fed for a while, they have her looking just so drained. Like her eyes are a bit more hollowed, she looks a bit thinner, she's wearing baggier clothing, but when she has feed, she looks like a healthy young child. I don't know how much of it was subtle special effects thrown on the image and how much of it was practical makeup, but it really helps sell the vulnerability of this young vampire. Saying that though, there is some effects that really do not hold up. For one, when she goes into a full vampire mode, there is this weird, janky CG of her character. They put a body CG double of a character in there when she goes full feral vampire mode, and it just looks awful. It's so obviously fake. At least with the Swedish one, they had it play mostly through camera angles and sound, and I don't feel like they ever had to rely on anything beyond the practical effect. Where this one, they had to make it look more supernatural, I feel that's what they were going for, but as a result, it looked a bit comical. So when she does go full vampire, it really doesn't work as well in terms of terrifying us as an audience. But going back into a couple more positives. For one, despite it not following the book strictly, like it adds its own flavour to it, to its more original side of things, I do like how it acknowledges Tommy, who's not even acknowledged in the Swedish film, but he's probably one of my favourite plot threads in the book. So I like how this film gave a bit more of a nod to him. And I do like how they played around with the idea that the carer of Abby is going out and killing people, and they created more interesting set pieces rather than the guy making, quite frankly, some daft decisions. In the book and then they let around in film, he decides to go after someone who's got friends waiting outside for him, and he does it in the room, doesn't kidnap him and take him somewhere else. And I always felt that was a bit of a weak spot when it came to those two adaptations, well, the book and the previous film. This one at least plays with the idea that he stalks an area, he waits for someone to leave their car, leaving it unlocked, he will sneak in the back of the car, wear his mask, gas him, and then drive him to an undisclosed location where he would commence the deed. I thought it was really well done, and the set piece where things go to hell for him is really well done as well. And I will say, I truly did buy Owen's decision making. Cody's performance, especially for a certain decision that he has to make, is a big one, and it is really well done. In the book, it's a big decision. In the Swedish version, I feel like him making the decision doesn't feel like a big deal. It's just sort of a casual thing for him. But in this one, it's like he has to make a choice there and then, despite how terrified he is. And he makes that choice and solidifies himself for the future. Because this film, while it ignores the Abby gender thing, that is a big thing in the novel and the Swedish film, it does focus more on this grooming aspect. There's a subplot where it's implied that Abby seems to groom her caretakers from a young age for them to look after her when they get older. And it is very much almost a tragic way this film goes when you look at it from that angle. I would highly recommend this. This is a Matt Reeves film, and I believe his name is getting known much wider now. I don't think he's made a single bad feature-length film. This one is commonly overlooked because a lot of people call the Swedish one a superior film. And yes, while I think the superior one, in terms of a film, is the Swedish one, in terms of an easy-to-follow movie that delves into the horror elements and really sells the relationship between Owen and Abby and really sells the vampirism being a curse, I feel like this one did it better. And it introduced enough from the book, but also incorporated enough of its own unique twist on it to make this film stand on its own 2 feet. Similar to The Ring and Ringu, where I feel like both films have their merits, this one very much has its merits, and personally, I do prefer this film. Overall, Let Me In is held up by a strong performance from our 2 main cast members that were great young kid actors. There are some good twists on the novel, and I really love the underlying themes of decision making and grooming and just all sorts. And the real emphasis on the horror of being bullied really bumps this film up for me as well. But there is some CG that holds up pretty badly, and this one again sort of throws away the idea of you have to invite him in by the end. At least in the book, there is a conclusive reason as to why the ending ends that way, which the films both ignore. Overall, guys, I'm going to have to say that Let Me In is a good cup of tea. So Let Me In, have you seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and let me know what your favourite vampire movie of all time is. Coming up for the channel, I'm going to be reviewing the 2 Ring films. I'm going to be looking at the new Blumhouse films as well, and I've just done a double feature of the Grave Encounters pairing, which are 2 sides of a coin, to be honest. Maybe I'll do them on Letterboxd. Follow me on Letterboxd, by the way, as I'm going to start getting some more reviews out on Letterboxd that I just can't feel the need to do a full video for. But until then, my name is Josh, I have been your Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thank you for watching, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. While you are here, if you haven't done it yet, please feel free to drop a like and consider hitting that subscribe button for more views coming all the time. And also, while you are here, there are some other videos over there that you might want to sink your teeth into. Have a good day, guys, and do enjoy.